Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to the Terminus podcast. Finally, episode 160 for the weeks of May 9th, 2021. So much for that half episode I mentioned, huh? Alright, I am your dispatcher, Ellis, otherwise known as the Admiral. With me I have two engineers, that's Brett Wiebold and Nick Christensen.
Hello.
Oh.
With us we have one fireman, that's Jared Cole.
What's up?
And because we accidentally used the same question twice, Pester's back.
Hello! It's an annual thing anyways. The laws of nature dictate it must happen.
Yeah, we're back at the 2021 Pester special, because we accidentally asked the Saudi Sefer question again. That wasn't on purpose, for those of you complaining about it. We didn't just see Pester in the crowd and go, "Ooh, we need to get her back. What did we do last time?" But anyway, before we get to the boatload of this, that, and the other, and trying to bumble through this new podcast arrangement for like only the second or third time, the train will terminate at this station.
Okay, this week we are looking at the Tehachapi Loop out in... God, the foamers are going to kill me. California?
It is. Yeah. It's in. I can see it in the bottom corner of the live stream. Which everyone can pull up the live stream. The bottom left. It says it's in Kern County. Kern.
Kern.
Which Kern?
I didn't know we're live.
Which Kern is best Kern?
My Kern is best Kern because California.
Anyway.
Man, it's so dry out there. I tell you, I don't miss it.
It's drier than this joke. Anyway. We have a colossal mental responsibility. Insert shake hands with danger theme. And I'm just going to rattle through these because, damn, we've had a lot of them. Starting, the very first one was BNSF and Norfolk Southern on the same date, that is... oh, you know what? We did cover half of these. So which ones didn't we cover? The last one we did was on the... Okay, 1 second. Just hang on 1 second, because I can clear out a bunch of stuff that we already looked at.
Okay.
Which means that we only have to cover a total of 7 accidents, which is a lot easier to deal with. Starting with BNSF and NS on the 22nd. BNSF had a wreck in the desert. This was near Barstow. 15 cars. It's a mess. There's stuff everywhere. Not cars everywhere, but it's just like they ripped them open. NS had the old switcheroo where a train derailed after colliding with a semi-truck. Not what usually happens. Union Pacific had an incident where they tipped over some grain cars under a bridge. This was part of a rail fanning video, so there's not a lot there.
They staged a wreck for a rail fanning video?
Yeah, I guess. It was a pretty high-budget rail fanning video. Everyone should subscribe to this guy. That was on April 25th. Then, on April 29th, NS had their second of the period. This is a story on Facebook, so I never know if this is going to be a video. Oh my god, this is when they smashed into a truckload of bricks.
Oh, jeez.
There are bricks all over the ground, all over the engine. It's
A lone Russian steam locomotive cries in the corner.
Duh.
What have they done to his bricks?
What have they done to my bricks? The thing is, without looking at the images closely, it looks like gore. It looks like they smashed into, like, 50 mooses.
That's what I thought it was before reading the headline.
Yeah.
It's like, oh god, that's Oh, wait.
It's bricks,
it's like it hit a livestock truck.
It is the horse viscera. We're doing that bit. The second... Okay, this is kind of funny, because we had an incident where the train lost the crash, and now we have a Union Pacific wreck on May the 3rd. The first wreck in May. Congratulations, Union Pacific. And the subtitle is, The Train Always Wins. Except sometimes, apparently, it doesn't, thanks to other news articles. But, yeah, that was a trailer getting hit by a train. We have another train of the Union Pacific destroying an 18-wheeler. This one was filled with bottled water.
Oh.
This is possibly the most wasteful train wreck in the history of train wrecks.
All those ones where people, lose lives or get, no. The water.
Water.
It's important.
The concrete got a little wet.
Yeah.
It is a major loss. to the micro amounts of erosion that have occurred to that level crossing.
Yep. There's a train on the thing. Is that a military train? What's on that? I could see like lumps of something. They look like cars or Humvees.
That is a military train.
Yeah.
Oh, that's dope.
That's neat.
Anyway, BNSF had a wreck. Actually, this wasn't a wreck. This was two people standing on a railroad bridge, and the train went by, and one of them may have died.
I think those are tanks, dude.
Yeah, so that's that. Why do I blame that on the railroad? I just do.
Oh yeah, they're definitely tanks, dude.
If you think about all the stuff that we could blame on just individuals and not the railroad, it's like every single wreck involving a car or a person on foot. But then this section would be really boring.
Yes.
Anyway. And we're trying to have a not boring podcast. We're really striving to not to retain the one or two viewers we still have. So
it looks like a bunch of tanks, by the way.
Fantastic.
Tank train.
Actually,
by the way, they're tanks.
I wanted to bring up the the first wreck that we covered that we would have covered is the NS continuous welded rail train, where they had a coupler separation and it just strung out the rail like spaghetti.
Oh jeez.
Yeah, it was really funny looking.
Of all the trains to have a separation, like, that is probably the worst.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's only a partial separation.
I didn't get to cover this, and so you made me think of Gloria pointing out, like, scrolling through her phone, seeing a virtual rail fan video, and it was like, second separation in 4 days. I'm sure everyone saw that headline.
Yeah.
Which made me think of our drive back from Chicago. Not that it was really train-related, but I just wanted to fill everyone in on that, because the last podcast we did, we were there at the IRM. We didn't get to go to Blue Island, so that's still on the list for Chicago, but on the way back, we crossed the Illinois state line at probably like 5 in the morning, and the gauges in my wagon died, and they have not come back. So I did not know how fast I was going for the rest of that trip. It's amazing, my car tells me I haven't driven a single mile since then, because the odometer also went out.
Oh my God.
That's fine. It's when it starts counting backwards you need to be worried.
What do you mean? That's adding value.
Well, you know.
Oh, okay, that works.
Ferris Bueller does.
Yeah.
Which you're in Chicago, so it's kind of expected.
Or the dad from Matilda.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess I've never seen Matilda.
Really? Oh man, you should watch that. Watch that.
Dude, look
It's
at all
Mara
the
Wilson,
empty
right?
flats behind this thing.
Are those
It's
Anyway. Go ahead. Sorry, we got on a tangent about Matilda. No, odds are...
I mean...
Wywold, odds are if you saw Matilda, you'd still be the only person at your job that's seen Matilda.
I mean, you say that, but I saw The Mask for the first time. It's on YouTube Movies for free with ads right now. Go watch it if you're interested.
And down
Very
Periscope.
funny. Highly recommend. I told Jeff that I had only just seen it, and his response was, "Where have you been?"
Okay, but that's The Mask.
So
I don't know.
Fair. But, yeah. So, we're all kind of disconnected in different ways. Things that we're not disconnected about, however, are we're going to have to be pretty in sync this weekend. We're not only going to have 3 locomotives hot simultaneously, but we're going to be doing double headers throughout the week and over the weekend.
Oh, snap.
Which is going to be interesting because there are only 2 people that have run double headers before. I've fired plenty for them, but never run. Jeff has run them, but it was at knots, so there's no grade. It's really just, oh, look, we've got 2 engines. Ooh, cool. And Mark has run double headers at the museum, but it's been several years and he hasn't touched a throttle in almost a full year.
Oh boy.
So this is going to be it's our half-mile revolving circus this weekend with the triple steam up. If you're local, come out and see us. It's going to be a really, really cool event. And starting tomorrow, I'm not going to sleep until next Tuesday.
Oh my God! Yeah, so I'm glad we got this podcast out of the way.
Yeah, I'm going to be very, very busy throughout the rest of this week.
Well,
I find it kind of funny that the only one that hasn't derailed is the one railroad that doesn't do precision scheduled railroading.
Yeah, pretty much.
And the funny part is they just schedule the railroad.
Yeah, I mean they're just that you could blame them for the start of it because of our dead man Hunter Harrison.
May he rest with no peace. We shall braid him with coupler flack and raining ties.
Oh, what was it? Well, Chris was here, because he was here last weekend, which is another reason why we didn't do a podcast last weekend. We watched the... he brought a VHS tape of 7002 and 1223 taking a train from Strasbourg to Philadelphia. This was
for the Hello Dolly train, right?
Was it? I don't think it was. Was it the Hello Dolly train? No, this was like a press event, or this was like a Railfan special. I don't think it was Hello Dolly. Was it?
Oh, interesting. I guess it wouldn't have been because Hello Dolly was only. I think Hello Dolly was only one engine, so I'm just smoking crack. I think I've seen this video though. It's ringing bells.
Yeah.
We watched like half of it until they got there, and then we left to go to the PN, which is like the only time I've been at the PN in the last 4 months, if that.
Yeah.
I still go to the meetings.
I was shocked the other night when you said, "Oh, I've got a meeting in 5 minutes." Like, who are you meeting with? Oh, the PN, right? Oh, they're still a thing.
We're doing digital meetings where it's so funny looking at everyone on their cameras. All the
boomers are struggling.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
You're probably laughing because like all the old.
You get like those the stand-in backgrounds with Zoom and freak him out.
See, I don't know how to do that, but one of the more tech savvy guys does, and he does that. He does that already, and I've always joke with him about where he is now. Also, holy crap,
Yeah.
TBA is right. That's a lot of flat cars.
What you need to do is do what Dan Palmeyer did and record yourself coming in and then you turning back to yourself and saying, "Oh no, just in a bit later."
See if I can fake people out.
Telling yourself to come back later.
Yes.
That would be
This is
fantastic.
the way.
That is a good one.
But you know what else is going to be fantastic?
You guys are doing great tonight.
My C9 that I just purchased off of eBay.
Was that the bid we were talking about?
Brass. Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, it's an Exosteel brass Balboa Southern Pacific C9 with DCC sound, keeper eye, and
Does it run?
part. It does.
Damn.
That tender though. So wait, how much was it?
Yeah, the tender's gross.
Okay, 325.
$325. Was that the buy it now?
Yep.
Okay.
That's
Basically,
fantastic.
Yeah.
I bid the buy it now, thinking, okay, extend the bid up to the buy it now, and I can get a discount.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Right.
I got it.
You won.
Well,
I won.
Sick, dude.
But yeah,
That's
DCC soundtrack decoder, keeper eye, flickering firebox.
damn.
Yeah.
I can't. And on top of that, it's custom painted. So
You can't get normal DCC sound locomotives for $325 anymore.
Yeah.
that was kind of my thought.
Oh, very cool.
He shared this with me.
Wow.
And it was like, "Oh, I'm trying to get this thing," and he said how much it
Thanks.
was, and I was like, "Oh well, good luck putting DCC and sound in it." And he's like, "Oh wait."
But wait, there's more.
Yeah.
If you bid right now.
So I can't wait to run it at the PN this summer.
It looks like Abrams.
They definitely are.
6-axle flat cars. I didn't know they made them.
They do for tanks.
Yeah. When the load is heavy enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's kind of impressive to me that it just shows how much a rail car can actually hold, that you can put 2 Abrams on a flat car
Yeah.
instead of everyone needs its own depressed center flat car.
Yeah.
How
How much does an Abrams weigh?
I was just about to look that up. I was going to say vamp while I look up how much an Abrams weighs.
Heavy out of heavy.
Heavy out of heavy.
Ow, yeah, many, many tons. Weight 60 tons.
120 tons per flat.
Isn't
car
an
is
SW
not
lighter
bad.
than that?
Yeah, 120 tons per flat it's respectable.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
not.
for sure.
Most intermodal
But-
cars individually can take. Most intermodal cars can take 125.
Yeah. I mean, it's not a lot, but it's respectable.
It adds up.
It does. 60 tons is about what 346 weighs. And the 20.
Honestly, I feel like there were heavy tanks in World War II that were heavier than Abrams.
Hold on.
Yeah.
That wouldn't surprise
How
me.
much does an M6A1 weigh?
Yeah, I wonder.
Mouse.
I wonder how.
Mouse.
Of course, the mouse is heavier.
It is actually 60 tons. It's the same. So, yeah, so that puts you in a frame of reference. The M6 is not heavily armored, as anyone who's ever driven it around in War Thunder knows.
Well,
Bad that I keep thinking of
not
the
on the
steam
sides.
engine.
not the M,
Well-
not that M6.
Yeah, that
Okay.
M6.
I'm sorry, but this is the Terminus, not the
The Tankminus?
The Tankimus.
Yeah, actually, you had something to bounce off me with regard to our foaming, because after we did that podcast, we went to Chesterton, like literally later in the day.
like midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have to remember a lot of the standards of these tanks and stuff are set by the Brit. It's sort of like how big can you make your cake? As big as the doors in your house. So how heavy can you make a tank? Well, as heavy as a railway car can carry.
Damn, you just gave me a new
Sort of
aspiration.
Wow.
I want a cake that I can't fit out the door.
The size of your door. Anyway,
Yeah,
Chesterton.
yeah. Go ahead,
Yeah,
TBA,
Mason-
because you went.
Mason, Christy, and I were there in Chesterton. I gave Mason a ton of computer parts to send to Ellis.
Yeah, more.
Just to see if he can use them. There was all kinds of trains there. It's honestly a pretty great foam spot. I got sunburnt.
Oh yeah, you
That's-
got
that-
sunburned.
I got sunburnt real bad.
Sunburned in
That sucks.
April.
Yeah. Hey, that was like the first sun I'd seen in a long time.
Yeah, because you live in the upside
Chicagoisms.
down.
Yeah, the windy city.
Cloudy almost every day. But
That
Yeah.
too.
Yeah.
Chesterton was so much fun, and it was great to hang out with Mason.
Well, that's good. Glad you had a great time filming.
Gloria
I
wants me to
did
look
as
at a minute.
well. Last night.
Last night.
Or, well, actually the night before. But anyway, I got off of work and I heard train horn, and I'm like, you know what? Screw it. I know UP does about 40 through town. Why not? I'm gonna go chase UP.
Nice.
So I chased the UP local with 2 cheap 60s on it, which is pretty cool. As opposed to a mainline train with Chibos.
Mm-hmm.
Or whatever.
On stacks.
Then I stuck around the yard.
Tex.
I made my way to the yard. To kind of see what was just up. They were moving around when their P&W was moving one of their cheap 39s with 1501. And then I hear this other horn. The other yard switcher came in, which is our one of our SD9.
1501.
So I got a very blurry night shot, but it still worked.
Hmm.
Yeah.
You get a picture.
It's been a minute since you've seen
yeah.
1501, hasn't it?
I see 1501 frequently, but 1852, the SD9, I never see. Because they run it mostly at night,
Gotcha.
except for the rare daytime transfer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they were just sandwiched, or the cheap 39 was just sandwiched between the two older EMDs. And then UP came in to the yard because they have a train that comes from Eugene to Albany that is ran by P&W crews, but UP supplies the power. So that was a cool meet. That's about all I have for that. That was just a neat.
We saw a bunch of locals when we were rail fanning up by O'Hare, huh, Ellis?
Oh yeah, well that was something I wanted to come back to when it comes to rail fanning, right? And Wyvald, you have like the same problem, although I know you don't typically go out finding / chasing trains.
No.
But it's like, what comes near you and I? In terms of freight trains anyway, I mean I have passenger trains out the wazoo. It's like, a train a
Coal.
day, 2 trains a day. Out to Golden, you guys don't
We-
get a ton of stuff. I know.
Yeah, we get our daily local, and that's really it.
Exactly. And I get like PR3 or WOTA, depending on what time I want to be out there, because someone posited a question, and I know a bunch of people here I think answered it. Well, I know I did. Someone posited a question in the fan chat, which was, what is the biking distance to your nearest rail yard? And I said, it's like 30 minutes ride, but it's just dumb hilly. No matter which way you go, you've got to go practically over a mountain. And it's not a mountain like that Weibold would call a mountain, but when you're on a bike, it feels like one.
Yeah. You really start to find hills when you're on a bike.
And I was just so spoiled by being out by TBA, or especially when TBA went out to Chesterton, and you were like, we saw this train, and this train, and this train, and this train.
Yeah.
Or like watching these rail cams, and it's like, I get nothing like this. I get nothing like this. It's like,
You live on the corridor, right?
I live on the corridor, and so I get passenger trains, but it's never like, ooh, here comes a freight train. I wonder what's going to be on it. I wonder what it's going to be. It's like, I know this is one of two things.
What you need to do is do Acela challenge mode, where you stand on the platform and then spin around and try to get the footage of the whole Acela going by. It was something I did sort of kind of in France, because like we were on a bus. When I was one time in France, and we were on a bus going down on the highways where the high speed line goes by us. And this means you're going about 60 miles an hour. The high speed trains are doing 200. You've ever felt like you're going backwards? Like I was trying to catch these things, but like by the time I'd actually notice they're there, even when I was looking out the back window of the bus, it was too late for me to catch any movement of these things. I managed to catch a Eurostar because the line sort of went away from the highway and then over it, so I was able to catch Eurostar going over the highway, but I wasn't able to catch anything going alongside us because it was too fast.
Right.
Those TGVs fall.
But yeah, you just need to like spin around. Like when you hear the Acela getting close, you spin around and then hope you can catch the entire thing.
I should have saved this story for the show. I should have saved my counts story for the show, because then I could drop this on Weibold here and now with an audience, is that I was doing train counts this past weekend, and I get mistaken for an FRA inspector. And I got the chance to fake out the train crew, because one of them set me up to do it.
Oh my god.
For the full story, for those who didn't hear, or particularly for Pester in the audience, and I'll bring this up about every 3 months, because that's about when we do them, I do passenger counts for the MBTA. So I go down to one of 3 train stations, stand on the platform or near the platform, and just count people getting on and off the trains throughout the day. There are some big gaps between trains, so you just sort of hang around. And this train crew noticed me hanging around, and one of them eventually comes up to me and goes, "Hey, are you FRA?" And I was like, "No, I'm just doing..." Or no, they just asked me what I was doing. And I said, "I'm counting passengers." And they said, "Oh, okay. Because we thought you were FRA," he says. And actually, let me call my buddy over here. When he gets here, ask him for his book and his phone. And so he, I did that, and the guy had this panic pocket padding, and he goes, my phone isn't even on me. I don't even have it. I was like, okay, gotta see your book. He goes, yeah, you want me to go get it? And that's when we let him in on the, no, we're messing with you. I'm not FRA. I'm just a random contractor.
Time to be mean.
Yeah.
I'm just a guy in a high-vis.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, to be honest, that's all you need.
It is.
Yeah,
Yep.
pretty much.
High-vis and a white pickup, you'll get in anywhere.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
a hard hat, too.
CN actually, when I was with them, they actually taught me how to pick out those
Be like,
people.
I'm here for an inspection.
Huh.
How do you... Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
How do you pick out those people so we can blend in better?
I'm not gonna tell you.
Damn it! You can't be our person on the
But I have
inside.
seen someone.
Our
I have
spy?
seen someone with a CP
White
vest. Like when the 150 train was rolling around, they managed to get on railway property because they had a CP vest. Everyone thought they were just a CP photographer,
Nice.
Gotcha.
and he was just a guy.
There's
How do you-
one
How
imposter
do you not get
among
caught
us.
doing that? First off, don't have a giant camera with
Yeah.
you.
Yes.
Like the company guys have a Nikon with a regular lens. That's it. That's how you tell a company photographer from a rail fan, professional, like someone
Don't
who's
have
doing
a-
it for hobby.
Don't have a
don't make
camera. Walk around with a clipboard.
Got
Yep.
it.
don't make it obvious
with
that you're there to get a photo
regular
of something.
lens.
Yeah.
Clipboard.
The
Write
thing's
that
like,
down, write that down.
the thing is no bigger than like a freaking coffee cup, so it's like that's just yeah.
Yeah.
Don't have the big ass lenses, and everyone will think you're a company photographer because they're just going to give you the cheapest damn camera they can find that still takes a 4K photo.
The railroad being cheap? What? No.
On cameras, yes.
I thought,
On everything, yes.
Tester,
It's the railroad.
I thought you were going to say you saw someone in CP vest and they got in trouble because they were on CN property. And I was like, corporate espionage.
Actually, it was a CP train, and Ottawa Station, I think, is via, actually. It's actually via trackage.
Oh, interesting.
Mm-hmm.
The VA guys roll by, like, you're not supposed to be here.
Yeah.
Well, it was a CP train, so...
Yeah.
I'll see if I can dig up photos. I don't know.
Kind of funny. Well,
Anyhow.
you were, you usually touch on high-frequency rail, which I know is something
Yes.
in your neck of the woods, and I just wanted to cover that before we get out of this section into...
It's happening. Finally, the federal government has wised up and went, we need this. And they're like currently actually debating not anymore whether we should do it. The debate now is whether we should go for a high frequency plan or actual integrated high speed.
Hey.
Porque
And
molestos.
it looks like SNCF is the one who's like kind of going, we have something you might like. So we might have Avalia liberties again.
Oh my god!
The thing is, ours will actually go 200 because we're building a modern
Well.
high speed line.
Well, I'm sorry, Connecticut is still in 1840. I can't help that.
Connecticut's like actually one of the fastest trackage for Amtrak.
No, it's not. Rhode Island is, but
Corridor.
Connecticut's not. Look at a map of track in Connecticut, and you'll understand why it's not
they
that
have
fast.
an grade crossing in New London.
Oh, that's
They
right.
have 5 in total.
Oh, great.
Yeah, some of them are
Yeah,
more
like-
in the middle of nowhere.
I
Like,
just remember seeing an Acela set go by Crossbucks, and it was the strangest thing in the world.
We're going back there.
Yeah,
If you're coming to Apollo and you're going to be on here on the Connecticut day, we're going to go back to that restaurant. I think.
Yeah,
Nice.
we shall see.
But yeah, it was just it's good the debate has moved on from whether ignoring it to whether it should happen to now what are we doing exactly, and everyone we'll see it might actually be electrified,
Yeah. Hey, I mean,
and our chargers are coming soon
that'd be
too,
great.
so at least first round. Second round is going to be the high frequency rail ones, which are going to introduce 20 more on the additional 35 we ordered with charger sets. So these are 6-card sets with
Nice.
oh wow. Okay, so like the Brightline trains.
yeah, except it's only going to be it's going to be cab car, and we're getting the 4,400 horsepower model.
Okay. I wonder if they'll kill people in
Nice.
Canada too. I wonder if it's just the train set that does it. It's not Brightline specifically.
It's probably just right.
We'll see.
We'll see. Canada man. Listen, if we're you guys can all just settle down and agree on adding more lanes to the 105. Or whatever that extremely wide freeway is. But anyway,
401.
401, thank you.
I have written a song about the 401, about how painful it is to be stuck on that thing.
The sad musical ballad. We could write a whole musical on stuck in traffic.
Yeah.
Being stuck in traffic.
It's specifically
Did I
the 401's
mention the
brand, because you could sit there for an hour and only go like 300 feet, so like,
Yeah.
it's not fun.
It's so atrocious.
In the express lanes, by the way. The
Yep.
actual separated express lanes.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm gonna probably be going through Hartford for the first time not being able to use the express lanes in June. If I'm on my own driving the wagon down to Pennsylvania, which I think did I mention this? No, I mentioned it right before we started the show. 611's coming back to Strasbourg, and I'm gonna be there again. Not on purpose this time, not because I'm a foamer, but I probably will go by just to see it.
Foamer.
Keep telling yourself that.
We were trying to come up with things to do while we're down there, because we're going down there for the Fiat event, and then we're going to be there.
Yeah.
Like Sunday, it's a Sunday breakfast or brunch and a raffle in the morning, and then my mom was like, but then what do we do before we leave? And I was like, well, there's the Strasbourg Railroad, that's an attraction. And I went, and 611's going to be back, and I showed her, and she said it was pretty, because, I mean, it's 611. And then I was like, let me just make sure it's not Day Out with Thomas. Let me just double check this. What I actually said was, we could be there and see Thomas. And my grandmother cracked up.
We got cock blocked by Day Out with Thomas.
Wait up.
Me and Graham, because we were wanting to go to the IRM, but we got cock blocked by Day Out with
Go
Thomas.
to Day Out with Thomas. Just bite the bullet. Be 6 years old again.
Don't do it.
No,
Don't do it.
I don't want to be surrounded by Karens.
Don't contribute to Thomas the Bank Engine.
The bank engine.
Y'all need to get a better fandom.
That's our name for him at the museum. Just like the general nickname for the Day Out with Thomas phenomenon.
I love
Thomas
that.
the Bank Engine.
I love
We're
that.
never going to
so
have
me, it
Thomas
would
the
just be
Bank
Thomas
Engine
the
at our
Bank Engine.
museum, but goddamn
That's what you think. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway.
It sneaks up on you.
It sneaks up for you. You know what else sneaks up on you, Wybold?
Oh no.
Go for it. Next section.
Oh. That thing that I can't remember ever how to do because see, it sneaks up on you.
It sneaks up on you. Anyway, we already mentioned 611
We didn't
once,
see that coming.
but this is what we're doing this week. We have in one corner the venerable NW 611, and in the other corner the also venerable but overrated Union Pacific 844.
Yeah.
I have an addiction to northern types.
Okay, if I'm honest, they're both overrated, but you know,
Yeah.
get on me, foamers,
What?
fight me.
What you want?
They really are. Yeah.
What should have we done? Gone grab freaking ATSF Northern and the freaking
The ATSF
freaking
Northern
Great
works.
Northern
No,
Northern.
this is good
Those are
because
cool.
because this will try to settle or maybe exacerbate the foamer debate. If we share this show, like, hey, they compare 844 and 611, we might get another viewer.
Put
Yay!
like 844 versus 611 in the thumbnail
Yeah.
with a red circle and a big arrow. You know, epic showdown
And
or
explosions.
something. Yeah, exactly.
Anyway,
We found out which locomotive was better with secret, top secret documents from Ed Dickens or something.
Yeah, exactly.
Ed Dickens emoji, Ed Dickens emoji.
Exactly.
Okay, Pester, do you want to do one of these?
I'm taking UP.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm
Fine.
Unless someone here really wanted to do the Union Pacific.
Milky immediately clicked on 611, so I think I know what's happening here.
I mean, I was thinking about taking 844, but I can.
No, I wanted to do 611.
I can. Okay.
Oh, there's
So
a fight. Oh, yeah, you know what? TBA has a way stronger claim to 611 here.
You
So-
know what, TBA? Have the dildo. You can have it and
come on,
do
why you gotta
everything.
dig it like that?
Firmly grasp it with both hands.
Shut up!
Hey, listen, we're not saying there's anything wrong with a dildo here.
No.
We're not saying
I
this.
mean,
It just depends on how you
you're not.
use it.
Listen, I don't.
You guys are.
Anyway, pictures, please.
Yeah.
Of not of the dildo.
Not that we don't know what these engines look like, but pictures, please.
Let's get a good shot where it's
Bomb.
shining.
Bom, 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 bom.
You mean words? Never mind.
You said pictures, please.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that joke also was happening, but I was gonna make a joke about it being shiny, about it being, like, lubricated. But,
So,
Glistening, tubular, and black.
Girthy.
I guess we're doing it now.
yeah, I mean,
It makes you want to grab onto it tight.
No, it doesn't.
No, it really doesn't.
it does,
Incredibly.
I can
Y'all
understand,
want single or double headlight?
up to you. You're the one picking the picture.
Alright, we're going single headlight.
Ah.
'Cause
Double.
I
headlight.
gave you the choice,
I gave you
To
the
pick.
choice.
and you picked single.
I mean, I don't recall picking that. Yeah.
You performers.
I do not recall.
There we go. That's a bad.
Oh.
Give me a second.
Get like more of a quarter shot, like of 611.
Oh.
But it's not. Again, it's not like we don't know what these engines look like. If you're watching this show and you don't know what these engines look like,
What's wrong?
I mean,
No,
well,
I've
not
never
what's wrong
seen
with
a-
you, but welcome to the locomotive fandom. Because I feel like you learn about one of these two immediately. It's either these or the big boy.
You want more of
I
a
have never
what-
seen such
what
a
is
ravenous
the-
band of foamers as were present And
Yeah.
all with 611 shirts.
Here it is.
There we go. There we go.
It was even.
Yeah, again, we also saw a shit ton when we foamed 844 and 44.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Absolutely.
but they were somehow that was more. I mean, maybe it's because we were more spread out.
Maybe. I feel like that was more civilized than the word.
Hey,
that
you're getting
comes
a lot
to
of
mind
wind on
is
your mic.
ravenous, describing the NW foamers.
Okay.
Oh, wait a
Yeah,
minute.
ravenous.
The video's...
Okay.
It's
So
got really windy on stream. I'm like, what? Who's breathing into their microphone? Wait a minute.
yeah, you said that, and I'm sitting here going, "Ooh, like I don't hear it. Is it me?" Anyway,
Am I the man?
I'm looking at these two engines, and I don't know who should go first. I don't know who to call first.
Which one was built first?
Bishop goes first.
I don't know.
You know what? Yeah, age before beauty. We'll do it like this. The first stat is year built.
1944.
1944, and
Year. Hold on, I'm looking for it.
TV
Year
needs to be
built 43.
1943. Okay, so that means 844 with 44, right? Wins
Mhm.
1 point, and Pester, take it
By
away.
1 year.
All right. Okay, what am I doing? Give me a second. I don't know where to start.
There's many places to start, and there's many places to avoid.
No. These are
Um,
two,
So yeah, again, they're both chonky.
Yeah.
So.
mm-hmm.
Dope on Chonkaros.
a pair of them.
Give me a second. Fuel capacity for
Oh,
Okay, we do
Tender.
know we can't do fuel capacity.
No.
I think. Wait,
Okay.
unless wait.
Yes, we can.
okay. Let me think something else. Then I'm
No,
kind
no.
of,
Let me just double check.
Yeah.
Let
44
me,
used to be cold.
let me double check your page here just to see what you've got, because it should be fairly obvious whether it's okay. Yeah, we can do it.
okay.
Okay, tender fuel capacity. TBA.
26 and 24.
26. Oh.
What?
You just need the first number because that's tons. And Pester.
25.
26 and 25. Okay, so
Let's go!
score 1
Alright.
for the 611 for the Queen of Steam in air quotes.
Mm-hmm.
You're the pride of the NW.
What's your overall wheelbase?
Ooh, that's a good, interesting call actually.
Overall wheelbase. 98.4 feet.
Okay.
95.40.
Ooh, a little bit smaller. 611 takes that one.
What's the drivers are smaller.
Yeah. There's one stat that you can keep in mind. TBA.
Yeah. What's your driver wheelbase?
Driver wheelbase. Good call. Pester.
Got to turn TBA up. Give me a second.
I think I.
Driver wheelbase.
Driver wheelbase.
22 feet.
22 feet.
18.75.
18.75. That's another one for 611. TBA.
Uh-huh.
TBA's
If it's another one for 611, why did TVA ask the last one?
what? Because
Because
TBA is
I'm
611.
6'11" and I won.
Oh, I'm thinking backwards. I
Stop
thought
training, rival. Stop training.
844.
No, Pester's got 844. TBA's got 611.
Gotcha.
Let's see here. I want to do your ratio of driving wheelbase to overall engine wheelbase.
Ooh, that's a stat call. Pester.
0.43.
0.40.
Ooh, Pester wins.
Pester wins.
Damn.
Ball's in my court now.
Yeah. Thought of something?
High pressure cylinders, stroke Diameter times stroke.
Okay, so easiest way to... Well, actually read them out to me, and we'll see if we have to do the math.
25 diameter and 32 inch stroke. That's a freaking long stroke. Then it gets monstrous wheels.
I've got 27 by 32.
Oh.
611 wins.
Yep. Some big cylinders. Okay, 4 to 6, TBA? Or 4 to 2, rather. 4 to 2.
Oh, that's right. The mounting of the freaking drive rods are literally like at the edge of the wheel on 611.
Main rods.
Scrape on the ground. Anyway, sorry. Being silly.
I want to do
It's all the way up.
tractive effort.
Tractive effort, that's a good call. Fester?
Attractive effort?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
63,750.
60,000?
Mm-hmm.
That's pathetic.
63.
Yeah, a little bit. 77,899.
Holy moly.
63,000?
Sit down.
Did the UP just not know how to build steam engines?
Well,
the Royal Hudson grips more than this.
Well, it was Alco.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, wow.
That's
pathetic.
That was a dig
For
on
how big
Alco
they
for no
are.
reason.
Next time I'm just bringing out CP again. This is
Next time, See,
CP works. CP always win.
Do we wanna-
one
Yeah.
thing?
do we want to put Royal Hudson versus 611 on the list for a future date?
Oh
We
no
already
no no
had
no
the-
no no no!
We already
no.
had the Royal Hudson. We already
K1A
put it through a
versus
few things
611.
and then beat it.
What-
K1A versus 611.
Okay.
CP Northern types for future.
Okay.
What's your
Anyway.
firebox area?
Firebox area. Go ahead.
512 feet.
578.
Whoa. She's got it. She's got it where it counts.
You're
Wait, did I win that?
No.
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 Great area.
Great area. 100.2 square feet.
107.70.
That's a little bit closer, but TBA still wins. It's now 7 to 2. That's 9 cumulative points.
Let's see. What is your evaporative heating surface?
Evaporative heating surface.
Come on, I know 844 is a bigger boiler. That's why I'm like, come on. 4,294 square feet.
5,271.
Bigger boiler, huh?
Yeah.
Weak.
Man, this is more one-sided than I expected. That's 10
Yeah.
points. We're halfway there. TBA hit us with another one.
Back to CP. CP is love, CP is life. Never betray CP.
What's your
Yeah.
combined heating surface?
5,694.
7,448.
Murder.
Okay, now you're just showing off.
Yeah.
Well, look at that engine. It's supposed to.
What I got's big. What I got's black.
Shut up.
Nice and big. Anyways,
TBA.
That's right.
ball's still in your court.
Yeah, I know it is.
TB's trying to
I'm-
find something else to win in.
I'm like debating on asking for number built, but I know the Union Pacific built a lot of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's an FEF3.
It's also something that crossed my mind. It did cross my mind. I'm trying to think of these two engines.
What's your boiler pressure?
Oh,
300 psi.
oh,
Yeah, 275.
275. That's a point for 844. And Pester is back with the ball. What are you going to do
I
to
gotta
keep
figure
it
out-
in your hands?
I have no clue whatsoever. Give me a minute. Because it's like 844 is a high-powered express engine, so
Yeah.
this also means
I mean, really, they
she's
both
slippy. 844's like one of the freaking FEF-3s like was recorded going over going off the speedometer once, which is 120 miles an hour. So like they didn't know how fast it was going after that, but it went faster. Oh. I gotta figure out how to.
So if it's if it can get up and go really fast.
He's trying to help you out.
Yep.
I wanted to say, not to help Pester out here. Every time I think about engines going very quickly, I think about that story you told me, Weibold, about the GG1.
GG1.
With the,
I still think we should put an Acela, the guts of an Acela in the shell of a GG1.
Or were you saying they tried to speed test it and they basically didn't hit the maximum speed? The telephone poles were flying by, and the guy told him, the engineer told the inspector that he wanted to go home to see his wife and kids to call off the test.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Effectively, that's I don't care how fast it can go, this is as fast as it will ever go.
But anyway.
We're done.
Well, the thing is, there's a limitation of the power.
Do you have a stat?
On.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very lost here. I've been mostly doing stuff involving planes lately, so I'm just
how about your driver diameter? What are some driver diameters?
80 inches.
Note of speed.
70. Okay. See, that's what that's what I wanted you to remember earlier. But here's the other thing, Pester. He's been knocking you down in a lot of stuff. It seems like you're a smaller engine, right?
Yeah.
So what do you think you can win in with smaller engine? Maybe not smaller physically, but maybe smaller in another kind of dimension, huh?
Weight on drivers.
There you go.
288,000.
270,000.
There you go. There's a point on the board for you. It's now 5-9.
Engine weight.
494,000.
490 what? Thousand?
494,000.
490,000.
Ooh,
Damn.
that is close, but you're still winning. 6-9.
I haven't even started.
Oh yeah, I'd like to see it. Go ahead.
We're just gonna keep going down the poundage. Tender weight loaded.
Tender load.
378,600 pounds.
Fuck. 4,021. 421,000.
What was that about? You haven't even started yet?
Well, now she's stopped.
Yeah.
TBA,
I've disgraced my family.
10-6.
What's your... Nope, not asking that one.
Pester, is your family a bunch of UP foamers or something? Is
No.
is that why you've disgraced them?
No, I disgraced them when I had to leave, so... eh.
Hey, what's your Robert Limousine's power computation?
Ba-ba-da-ba.
30,660.
30,000?
In six. Sorry. Yeah, 30,060.
Damn. I got 29,618.
29,618. Okay. That is close, but there's a point for 844.
Same as above, but with superheater percentage.
38,207.
I got cocky. 37,575.
What? Let's go! Same as above, but substitute firebox area for grid area.
192,000.
205.
Oh my god.
205,000.
It isn't that much higher, but it's still a difference. You're 1 point away from being able to go to stat points.
What's your power L1?
Power L1?
Yeah.
42,800.
41,982.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Ooh, there's one for Pester. It is now 8-12.
Gotta figure out how to get this back.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna have to start throwing some Hail Marys, man. You don't
Yeah.
have a lot of,
Tender water capacity.
Interesting.
22,000.
20. What'd you say?
22,000 gallons.
I got 23,500.
Okay, there's a point for you. 9 to 12.
I feel like there are a few that we've really been building up towards.
I have been so out of the loop. I don't know where
There's
they
one
are.
we haven't asked.
Well,
Oh god.
There's still a big question we haven't asked.
There are a few of
there's
them.
one I know 844 can have.
Well, it is 9 to
I
12. We can go to style points if Pester so desires.
Not yet. I know there's other stuff, but I'm blanking hardcore right now.
Well, look through that list and just see what jumps out at you. I mean, worst that happens is, well, TBA gets more points.
Yeah.
But, maybe
Goes through
TBA
and-
will have mercy
Hey.
on you,
Stop it!
and then
Go
go to
through
style
and-
points.
Fighting.
Go through and build your best case for 844 being the best.
Are you... Oh, I see what you're doing there. My sandwich just showed up, so I'm sorry if there's crinkling.
You get a snadwich.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. Sorry, I am very much not here today.
What's the base times the height?
Oh, that would be the area.
What's the
Okay.
rise over run?
Would be the slope.
Slope. All right. Well,
I mean, it's funny how different these things are because 611 a little chunkier. It's built for they're built for the same thing. 611's built for running mostly over hills. More short distance, relatively shorter distances. Whereas 844 is the long haul of the overland route, which is
Yep.
a little bit flat.
Yeah.
Donner would like to
So-
know your location.
I mean, it
So
went
what are-
over Donner.
So what are some good stats that maybe you wouldn't even have a chance of winning necessarily, but would definitely differentiate these two? Ones
Yeah.
that are not going to be super, super close.
I mean, I feel like a number of those we've already covered, right? But,
Right.
Again, I'm...
As I said, there's a few we've been building up towards.
yeah. Billing.
It's
God.
still a big one.
Joke's on you, I don't have a brain.
Well, we
Give
could
me a
Style
second.
points.
just go to style points instead of floundering. You've still got 3 host choice points, which I think everyone here is going to take pity on you.
I know there's other stuff, it's just my mind is not remembering what it is.
Well, pick something, or go to style points.
Give me a second. Engine and tender weight, total.
Okay, that's one.
Total engine and tender weight, 872,600 pounds.
912,000.
Get out of here. Let's go to
Your
style
tender's so
points,
heavy.
baby.
Alright,
It is.
first we gotta go around the horn. Now, I'm looking at these engines. Weibel, I know what you've been sitting on.
Mm-hmm.
But there's honestly something I'm curious about. And
I think I'm curious about it
as
too.
much as I would like to be the person who pities. I mean, I want to. Of course, I don't know enough about these engines by looking at the pictures of them to really help. But the thing I'm interested in is factor of adhesion.
Yeah, we didn't do that one.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
a big
again,
one.
I'm
Mine is
Not here today.
3.70.
4.24.
Wait, what was yours again? TBA?
3.70.
Oh wow. Pester actually wins
Pester
that
is
one
better
by a little
marginally.
bit. Yeah. Okay, it's now
Wait, I forgot tractive effort. Tractive effort.
Tractive-
We already
you're-
did tractive effort, and you're
Oh,
not
I'm
asking
sorry, I'm
questions
sorry.
anymore.
I'm dumb.
It's okay.
I'm dumb.
Weibel, do you want to do what you've been building up to?
Yeah, I'll take it. Who built you?
Alco Schenectady.
N and W.
Yeah.
That's the point for the
It's a
44.
point for 844. As much as we love the
There's also-
N&W's homebrewing stuff, they're not high on the list.
also-
As Roanoke was at building shit, they weren't Alco.
They weren't out.
There's also another one. I wonder if Milky knows.
Another one.
Yeah, Milky, it's your turn.
Muggus.
Valve gear.
I wonder what he wants you to pick.
I mean,
I know where I'm not picking.
Oh,
There's a spooky locomotive builder in this room
That's
somewhere.
you. um.
I kind of want to. No, that wouldn't be good. Actually, yeah.
Local base ID.
Oh my god.
Oh my god!
That's what we waited for. Okay, local base ID.
271.
Pester?
8,340.
Suck a dick!
What the hell?
Okay.
Steve.
271.
Steve.
Oh no, I wouldn't even beat it with FEF two dash number two dash twos.
No.
That's 284.
844 is pop.
No, apparently it's not.
Oh no, apparently it's not.
Okay, here's some style points to throw on the board real quick. One is TBA is currently dying. Okay, no, one is 844's Mars light, or, the fancy red light you've got. Conversely, 611 has very fancy streamlined marker lights, which are very cool and neat. 844 has the light-up changeable number boards, which those are pretty cool.
Yeah.
Those are cool.
They both have had very storied excursion careers, but of course 844 gets the point for technically never being retired.
Smoke deflectors.
Smoke deflectors, but 611 gets a point for streamlining.
Yeah.
We both have
611 gets a
trains
point
models.
for... Actually, no. Does 844 have roller bearing rods?
Mm-hmm.
We both
I think they
have
both do.
multiple trains models.
Yep. You guys have got trains models, you guys have got real-life models out the wazoo. Those are some of the most popular engines in the world.
Does 844
Other than
have
the
diesel
Flying
MU
Scotsman.
capability?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah, screw the Flying Scotsman.
Oof.
844 does have MU.
No, does 611?
Oh, you did say 844.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
I'm
did.
sorry. My bad.
My next question was, wow, how do you know that 611 does and not know if 844 does?
Yeah.
No,
But-
844 definitely does. Does 611?
That's a really good question. I have no idea.
Yeah, let me see if I can find a picture of the cab.
We don't typically
Yeah.
see her with a diesel escort, or at least not, close, because...
But she hasn't run a lot lately,
Yeah.
so I don't know. Does not look like it, no.
Mm-hmm.
That's a negative.
So the UP engines have diesel capability, which is neat.
Yeah.
The moment we had 844 on the show, I should have asked Lori to bring their Kurt hat in here.
Oh, that would have been cool.
It might be a little bit too close to having never been retired, but I find it really cool that 844 still works for the company that it was built for.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm gonna give a point for that, but it is very cool.
Yeah.
The other reason why I would consider not giving a point for that is because 611 doesn't really have the opportunity to.
No, but that's kind of the cool part of the point.
Did NNW carry her on until NNW was absorbed into Norfolk Southern? Well, merged in.
Technically.
Well, she was part of the steam program.
They had started their Steam program just before the NS merged her.
Was
And
she
then?
retired during that period between the two? Like, basically, did she ever technically leave service?
Yes.
Well, yes, of course, but
Okay.
This
I
is
thought we were having an argument under the same company. But
this is the
844's had multiple fuel sources.
that is
Yeah.
true. That's a point.
Also, Centipede Tender. It's
yeah,
Do we?
not my flavor, but it's kind of unique.
That's when I asked the tender weight, and then I said it, and then went, oh shit.
Shit, yeah. You
Shit,
wouldn't want
my
a tender
tenders is as
axle
long as the
loading.
locomotive itself.
Tender decking. Does 611, I'm sorry, 844 get a style point for, like, being on TV?
Both have been on
I
television.
think they've all had plenty of
Yeah.
stuff about them. I wanted to bring up something
I
about
have-
844 though. 844 has
I have-
polling pockets.
Yeah.
Does it really?
Yeah, I don't know.
Look
Yeah,
up
that was my
on the
thought.
pilot.
Oh my god!
Look up on the pilot. Look on the pilot.
It was built what, 30 years after that was made illegal? And it's a northern?
You know,
I don't
just in
know,
case we
maybe
ever
they
need to
just
shunt
left it there.
illegally with this.
I guess. 844 in express service, the FEF3s could also wear drum heads on the pilots.
The hell's that?
It's the little round placard that's usually on the end of the observation car. It has like the name of the train.
It's also what it had on it in 2012 for the 150 or
2019.
whatever.
Does,
Did it have
having
a crack on it?
844 used to actually be 8444.
Freaking EMD.
So do I technically get a point for being a train to actually crack over 120?
No, because
Can
lots of
actually be
people have
one-
that claim
No.
to fame.
Oh.
Yeah, including the
Lots of
days, I'm sure.
information.
Hang on.
You just hear Mallard in the distance going, "I will live forever," and then everyone's
Yeah.
like, "Shut up, old man."
Will you just shut up?
Old man yells at Steam. Old duck yells at Steam. Let's see. There's nothing else that really jumps out at me about these engines because they're both extraordinarily modern engines. It's just we talk about how much may set them apart mechanically, but then we look at their careers, and it's like, well, they are both big engines that survived into preservation doing preservation-y things. What, like...
Mm-hmm.
They're very similar.
Yeah.
I mean, they've
They've
both
led
been
very similar
around
lives.
for a while.
East meets west.
They have led very similar lives and have earned similar infamy /
Moral of the story is just
admiration.
moral of the story is just Royal Hudson. That's it. Royal Hudson.
Dude,
The moral of the story is just Royal Hudson.
how would Katie and Jessica interact in the Horseman universe?
Ooh, I could write that. I could figure that out.
Because, like,
Oh, how
they
you
always-
doing there?
Katie would absolutely look down on Jessica because Jessica would automatically be so full of herself, and Katie is a very down-to-earth individual. But anyway,
Yeah.
I'm gonna call that because we're at time because we sort of bumbled through the points section of it.
Congratulations.
Yeah. No, 844 takes this one, but I feel like they deserve a rematch.
God
We need-
damn
we
it.
need
I
to
can't
get-
believe 844 still wins. That's bull. I kicked
You need to do a rematch with someone who hasn't been doing nothing but aircraft and My Little Pony for the past few months.
That's bull.
I know more about the QRJs now than ever. Please help me.
Oh well, I don't know what 611 is missing. Of course, it's more a question of 611 may be the what's the word?
The pride of the NNW.
No, sorry. I'm trying to think here. The 611 may be a mechanically superior engine for pulling power and such, and I feel like if more of the stats got played out, we would see that more clearly. But it's UP has just a handful of more accolades, and 611's advantages for being such a modern engine don't help it against another similarly modern engine.
What I thought was really interesting is that the 844 took Bob Lee Messina's computation,
Yeah. Because of the boiler
which
pressure.
is right.
Well, yeah,
but it
that's
speaks to how, although the individual stats you can look at these things, according to not that Le Messina was the absolute definitive expert, and there's no further discussion to be had. Per an expert, the 844, despite being underpowered on paper, would be more powerful in sort of practice than 611.
Well, I remember one time we actually, it was in one of the regular chats and we discussed this, was that the Le Messina computations, they better show off express engines than they do than freight engines. So
Yeah.
things like to sort of discuss. They're better for higher speed, higher strung steam locomotives.
Yeah. Anyway,
Which are what both of these are.
yeah. Anyway, I'm going to vote for 611.
844 has bigger drivers.
I think it's the less overrated. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. I think it's prettier. How can you not?
844 also has that stupid fucking name, which
Yeah.
Which name?
Living legend.
Yeah.
Oh God, that's right.
Forgot about that.
I
Yeah.
was actually considering picking 844 as
feel
my
like
vote because just like it's a better.
You don't
to me,
get a
to me,
vote.
it's the
You
better
don't-
expression.
yeah, you
Yeah,
already
you don't.
you already fought the
Yeah.
battle.
Fair.
844. To ping a little bit off of your overrated thing, Ellis. 844, I think, has more of a community following to it. I think it's earned it better than 611,
Yeah.
though. 844, although they've lived very similar lives, 844 has been a real standout and has
Yeah.
never really stopped running or being impressive. 611 has
Yeah.
kind of come and gone. In recent years, it really hasn't seen the main line very much.
Yeah, but on the other hand, Weibold, I want you to consider something very important.
That being,
Screw the UP.
yeah, fuck the Union Pacific, but I'll vote 844.
Okay.
More like the ununionized Pacific.
Heyo. Milky?
As much as I hate the UP,
Oh, no.
that one time they put Southern Pacific on the tender was gold. So,
Oh my God.
so 844.
He and I both hate the Union Pacific, but are also simultaneously part of the Union Pacific.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
Sexy.
that isn't how I was hoping
Or
that
you-
would go.
or other way around, UP is part of us.
Yeah.
Us.
Oh, here's another one you can put on the list for later on.
Yeah.
Freaking GS4 versus 844. Because those are like the
feel like
same
I've
class.
I
done
think
that
we've
one
done that
before.
one, yeah.
Aren't they actually the same engine? I just realized.
No.
No, they're not.
Here's
I
the
do know there's another steam locomotive around that is the same engine as 844.
here's the thing though. I propose an exhibition match between 611 and 844. We get Weibold versus Tyler in this thing, and we see who really comes out on top.
Yeah, I'm sorry for my performance.
I like that
here.
idea.
That's
I like that idea.
that's the one that'll get the special thumbnail.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Although I don't know that either of us would fight for 611. We've got to do the FEF versus the GS4, and
Yeah.
then I think you could make it happen.
I mean, you right, but I think this exhibition match needs to happen.
All right.
As much as I would like to,
We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out.
you guys can draw straws or something, whichever. Nobody wants
Can
to
we-
do 611
Can we have Tyler as a guest?
on this show.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
has he been on? I thought he'd been on once or twice.
has he?
I-
I guess I just don't remember if he has.
He might have just missed you a couple of times, but anyway,
Okay.
we've got to.
Just ask the just ask the same question you've asked them in the past.
Yeah,
Right.
figure out what we asked last time. No, but we should do it off, not on the podcast, just an exhibition match where we have some time and make that happen.
I'd definitely do that then.
Fantastic. Yeah, I wasn't gonna rig the game to get somebody specific on a second time. No.
Anyway,
Anyway.
moving on to our next section.
Okay, what do we want to cover first? Because we've got some big things, we've got some way little things. Actually, I want to follow up on something. TBA, take the first round. We'll touch on that first link of yours, and if we have more time afterward, we'll cover the rest of the CTA stuff. Is that okay? Where'd he go?
He's muted.
Damn it! That was such a... Aw, man, I was proud of myself for that lead-in. Screw it, we're gonna
He
talk...
says he's in the bathroom.
Oh no.
Help, he's in the
Penguin,
bathroom.
help.
Alright, we'll wait for that. We'll wait on him.
Well, he
then.
pinged Milky, so let's get the small potatoes out of the way. Milky,
Okay.
what's up with the Mark train?
Yeah, they posted free. Yeah, they posted free update videos on it. One talking about the Becky Faxer Museum display car, which is one of the cars that's original to the train. It's not the F.E. Dean, which is the foot car from the Pioneer Zephyr. But anyway, they built a nice display area that's two-sided. They could go through two corridors, and there's a wall in the middle. And one side is the history of the Zephyrs and the Mark Train Zephyr. And then the other side is going to be pretty much the rebuild of the Mart Train Zephyr from practically a cell of a consist to fully functioning, beautiful piece of work.
Cool. I mean, I had a
Piece
few
of
questions.
work, I'm sure it will be.
Yeah. Wait, where is this again? I can't remember.
It's up at Trigo, Wisconsin.
Oh, okay.
On the
It's the Wisconsin Great Northern Railroad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they will. This thing might have some legs under it when it's done, right?
Yeah, I'm back.
It will.
It will.
Because I think
It
one
will.
user.
They're repowering it with EMD Prime or with EMD 567, and they have the spare truck. So that's what they're going to do.
Man, I'm coming up with like a couple
Because
of good discussion questions as we're cycling through this.
Yeah.
Silly
Um,
ones, but
Which in their newest update, they talk more about the process that's going to go into how they get the new engine in there, because it wasn't originally built with the 567. It was built with Winton 200.
I'm learning about Zephyrs here. Actually,
So anyway, they describe in detail in the update how they're going to make it work. I think they need to make modifications to the engine room itself to just fit the new prime mover in. But other than that, pretty easy.
I have a few dumb
And then-
questions, but
And then there are update to kind of round up the updates. Is on new 10 panels in the Becky Factory car, and new wall panels and painting in the Effie Dean, which I think they're making the Effie Dean a bar car.
Is that original to the set?
can we rob it?
The Effie Dean is the extra car from the Pioneer Zephyr.
Gotcha. So
The-
they've added, it was a 3-car, now it's a 4-car set?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is
okay.
one of the articulated Zephyrs, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Making sure.
And
This
it's
is the one with the actual
Trouble node.
permanently attached power car
Yeah.
rather than the
Yeah.
modified E-unit like the Nebraska Zephyr.
Or the fancy new builds for the Denver.
Actually,
This will be really, really cool when it's done.
Mm-hmm.
here are my two silly things. The first
Okay.
one was,
Uh-oh.
could they have made an HGTV episode of like Love It or List It out of rebuilding the Zephyr? And two,
Flipper Flop Zephyr Edition.
yeah, and two
right.
is putting a 567 in a locomotive the equivalent of putting an LS in a car. It seems like they're just throwing it in everything.
It was back in the day, less so
Yeah.
now, because a lot of the things that had 567s are losing them, if they haven't
They're-
lost them already.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit scarce.
Gotcha.
Scarce at the moment. That's why railroads like the Portland and Western that still wash through them are thinking about putting them aside.
Yeah. Well, like, 567s, everybody's using, what, 654s now?
645, yeah.
645s, thank you. Sorry.
710s.
dyslexic.
It's okay.
Is that the new major
Yeah.
mover, the 710?
That's what's in your like SD70 Aces.
Yeah.
Okay,
That-
so yeah, it would be.
The newest hotness.
Because the 645 is pretty old, and it's the quote-unquote newer
It's starting to become what the 567 was a couple
Yeah.
of years ago.
Because the 567's been around
SD40.
since 42.
Wow.
Yeah.
Certainly the 40s.
The SD40-2, right? That's the 610 or something.
No.
The
like
645 was, like the first gen SDs had those, whereas the 567s were F units and early Jeeps.
Mm-hmm.
And very early SDs. Very, very early.
Oh, yeah,
I
like
think-
9s and stuff.
I think the SD40 is when it changed.
That would make sense.
EMD is boss.
But this thing will be really cool.
Yeah.
Reject modernity.
There's no reason really to go to Wisconsin besides seeing this, but it's really tempting.
Yeah.
Go see a Packers game.
Eh.
But what were you saying, Pastor? I know you tried to cut in there.
Oh, I was gonna say, I was wondering if they're gonna do a remake of the remake of Silver Streak with this. Back to Zephyr.
So,
Or they're gonna like whack CP for some coaches. CP's like, we don't have coaches, and they're just gonna poorly paint some CP box cars to look like stainless steel cars.
Beautiful.
So I've got some Chicago news.
Yeah, well, we sort of... Oh, right, no, this is the topic I wanted to take off with. Go ahead. First, starting with our return to the conundrum on the metro lines.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Union Pacific they operate the metro trains north, northwest, and west out of downtown Chicago. And during the COVID-19 pandemic, they have not been collecting fares from the customers, or even walking through the rail cars. The BNSF line has still been doing that, and
So is everybody
Metro has
else.
said that UP's failure to collect the fares is costing Metro $1 million a month. Passenger conduct has suffered greatly, seeing as there's no supervision now. So it's making Metro less nobody wants to ride this when people are peeing in the corners on the train cars or there's
Jesus.
gang activity on them. Yeah, I guess it's gotten bad on here. That's what this article's talking about.
We had so much about this, and that's why I wanted you to pick up the Chicago stuff. I know you wanted to talk about the CTA, but I saw you piling that stuff on and just went, oh, no, we have to touch on this, because this is what we touched on like 3 or 4 podcasts in a row. This whole thing, I mean, nobody was collecting fares at the beginning of the pandemic when everything shut down. Nobody was. And then the regular lines did, and the BNSF lines did, and the UP lines, remembering that this was in the wake of a whole debate over whether UP was going to continue running the lines anyway because they didn't want to do it anymore, despite the fact that they're contractually obligated to. They just decided, no, we're not going to start collecting fares again. We're not going to do it anymore. And presumably,
So you could just go ride the train for free?
yeah. I assume Union Pacific was basically trying to be annoying enough that Metro would throw them out of operating, and then they would get what they want in the end, which is not having to operate Metro trains.
Dude, I should just go hop on a Metro UP train.
I'll see if they collect your fare. Then report back.
Sorry, I just, was trying this out, see if you guys were really doing it.
Live from Northwest Chicago, TBA peeing in the corner of a Metro train.
TVA getting arrested for not paying.
See, you'll be the disturbance.
Yeah, some poor lady got beat up on a train, on a CTA Blue Line train out in Oak Park.
Yep. And someone
There
died,
was,
and... Wait, what is the Vacabus?
the Vaxi bus.
Oh, Oh, I get it. Okay. Very funny,
Um,
CTA.
Somebody died.
Yeah.
They got pinned between the train and the platform on the red line. F to that guy. Then CTA has a mobile vaccination clinic,
The Vaxibus.
which is it's the Vaxi bus. I've dubbed it the Vaxi bus.
Oh, you dubbed it that.
CTA. Yeah.
But you can say you got shot on a bus and lived.
I went...
Usually the sentence, I got shot on a bus in Chicago is far less pleasant.
God.
Oh my god! But then the thing I'm actually most excited about is they've set the first train set of the new 7000 series cars in service on the Blue Line. I haven't seen it yet, but I've seen video, and I don't know, one of these days I'll find it and ride it. But it's cool that we're getting new trains out here.
Okay, and so, just a real quick aside, take note of what I'm doing here with the leading into a question that we can discuss, obviously. Here's my thing that I wanted to pull out of this Blue Line thing, and I know it's a little bit tangential, but what is with procurement? Because when TBA said, hey, we're getting these new Blue Line things, my first thought was, I really hope they don't have to immediately take them out of service 6 times, like the new MBTA trains. And it's just, is this a more widespread problem? What is with the fact that every time people order things from anywhere, whether that be the Chargers or New York City subway cars, Boston subway cars, anything, I feel like nobody can order a working product anymore.
Well,
quality control has dropped in general for regulation on railways. So
I don't think that's true. I don't think that's true at all, in fact. I think the regulation has actually gone up quite a bit, and the quality control is another matter entirely. I would think it has to do more with specialization. It's the fact that they're ordering a product and expecting it to work out of the box. Nobody builds or modifies their own stuff to suit their needs anymore.
Yeah.
Well, thing is,
They're running. No, go ahead.
no, okay. Well, most modern metro lines that are built these days, you don't buy yourself a locomotive, you don't buy yourself your coaches, and you don't buy yourself your signaling system. You buy a whole package system from a company. My whole system here in my city that we just built is entirely Alstom, through and through. The only other company that did stuff is Siemens, and they just provided the signal lights themselves, but everything else is an Alstom system. Meanwhile, if you look at older systems like Toronto, you get Bombardier built cars, you get Lincoln Electric signaling systems. You get all these varieties of stuff, but that's because it's older. But newer systems just package everything and expect it to work when you put it all together, which commonly doesn't always work first time around.
F40s.
S40s are the solution. Now, I do feel like
40s in the tunnels.
I do feel like there has been an issue with quality control and locomotive and rail equipment manufacturers, and that's not an opinion I made up. That is something that tends to get discussed, typically around Bombardier. They seem to have a lot of problems.
But yeah,
Stadler's killing it though.
Stadler is good. Stadler is the one
they're
place
really
well.
that I don't hear people constantly complaining about, and it just gets me. It seems to always be these kinds of problems, and I know this is an old one, but it's the kind of problem that I'm thinking of when they put the Acellas and the HHP8s into service, and they found out the hubs were all cracking, and it's
right.
How did that get that far? And nobody noticed that this would be a problem. And it's not this one engine where it was a fluke. It was this entire... every single one in the fleet had this major problem where now they can't be run.
I don't think that's a modern issue necessarily, though. Surely back in the late 30s and early 40s, as EMD was rolling out this bold new thing they called the F unit... Surely they were plagued with problems, and not just problems like, oh, Johnny forgot to tighten a bolt on that one. Problems like, this entire manifold sucks and needs to be completely redesigned. The FTs were, quote-unquote, beta tested for 5 years before they went to mass construction and then mass market distribution.
Well, there's photos of the things down in...
that we had a war.
They also had a war.
Well, the thing is, there's photos of the FT, the 4-car FT set in Los Angeles, and then there's also photos of it here up in Ottawa in winter. And they were just testing it for everything, and then they realized, oh shit, we need to make winterized Canadian models.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. No, and it definitely makes sense that there is this test...
I don't know if that's... sorry, same sort of thought. I don't know if they're not testing things as much anymore, or if just...
Well, not really.
We are living in this time period, so we see these issues more presently than from a historic perspective.
Yeah.
Well, the thing is, we can go and name a number for the prototype FTs. What's the prototype charger number?
Yeah, that's true. We don't see demonstrators
I can't
anymore.
name either.
There's no demonstrator charger. The only people who make demonstrators are freaking freight locomotives. But then again, those are just companies that have been around here forever.
Oh, one
as much as they're
thing...
still owned by new things.
One
corporate still the original EMD yet over at CAT.
Yeah. One thing to end it off before we hop onto a different topic here, because we could go down this rabbit hole for a long time, I feel, and argue about what's wrong with modern railroading.
We could set up a whole debate hour on it.
But in a nutshell, I feel like one of the problems is this, and this might be something to think about. Does everybody know the saying, anyone can build a bridge, only an engineer can build a bridge that barely stands up? Anyone can build a bridge that stands up, and only an engineer can build a bridge that barely stands up. And as the tolerances get closer and closer, the margins of error haven't gotten that much closer. And so the margin, the tolerances get smaller, but there's more chance of going over the line. And maybe that's some of the problem.
Right.
I feel like maybe stuff isn't as overbuilt anymore, because it doesn't need to be, because you can make things more, finely and precisely.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's definitely true.
Yeah.
Hell, you look at look at even the first, we're going to go back to the frickin' FTs and early F units. They're very, very basic mechanically, and they're very persuadable, so to say. You know, I've personally never tried it. I've never had the luxury to work on passenger diesels like this, but the saying with anything EMD is put fuel in it and stick the welder on it to try and jumpstart it, and it will run. It might blow half the crankcase out the top of it before it finally kills itself, but it will turn over and it will go. No computers, no
loyal baby.
Yeah, no computers, no exotic materials that can go wrong. It's just clog iron,
dude,
and there's a lot to be said for that.
Straight up like earthy diesel engine.
I love the idea of clog iron, or not clog iron. Love the idea of exotic materials in a locomotive. Just what that phrase could mean. This is a
but like carbon fibers.
Yeah.
Fancy titanium alloys, things like that I'm sure we see in passenger engines today.
All you need is steel.
Duh.
And brass.
Also,
you need brass.
Nice.
Well, also, you're just. Well, there's more to go wrong now, and also, prototyping takes a lot of time, and a lot of companies are pushing things out a lot quicker. Like if we even go over to Europe,
Europe.
Some argument is that all the North American ones are failing. I've heard some Europeans go on about this, and it's partially true in some cases because things are just overbuilt here because we have all these crazy safety standards, which recently got listed.
Safety standards. Who needs that?
It's
We'll
over
get to
engineering, basically. It's the whole comment that Horizon cars are bank vaults on wheels.
We do have that. American.
But even if we look at
really
European
overbuilt.
locomotive, we go over there and Bombardier's got the same problems.
Yeah. Well,
and additionally, going back to there's no testing being done. The French built their entire fleet of whatever it was, and it was too wide for half the platforms.
That's a complex
years
issue
ago.
that I actually researched.
oh god.
Basically-
It's the kind of thing, if they were out there testing these things extensively, they probably would have figured that out sooner.
They would have only had one and be like, "Oh, this platform doesn't fit."
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, what
Whoops.
happens is that was more of an issue of bureaucracy. The government decided to subdivide the operations and the track maintenance instead of having it all one operator. And basically, what happened was the measurements for all the platforms were built for the high-speed TGV standards and not for the small local stations. So they basically were given, okay, here's the platform width for TGV, not all the regular other stations.
Oh, okay, I see how
Everything
that
else.
Everything else is thicker.
But testing still would have helped.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, yeah, they would have seen a platform with one
They would have seen a platform.
instead of had a whole bunch of
Of some engineering, fresh out of college engineering kid, you're drawing up some of the early dimensional drafts for this thing. All right, now what's a platform?
But you're frantically searching through the dictionary. No.
Platform, railway platform. What's a platform?
Oh god. Well,
yeah.
Is that like iOS? We want to put it on iOS. We have to make sure it's small enough for the platforms.
damn. We put out our new
Oh.
TGV, and it turns out it's incompatible with Windows.
It runs Linux. Ugh.
I know you're joking about the Linux thing, but yeah,
I'm
the TGV
absolutely
actually is a
not.
Linux computer system.
All right. Anyway, we got
Lovely.
next topic. Actually, we brushed on safety so wide. Well, let's get this disasters out of the way.
Oh god. A couple. We all know and love Wasatch Rail contractors, and by the time that this goes out, this is actually fairly old news. This was a couple weeks ago. There was unfortunately an accident at one of their car repair facilities in Wyoming. Two guys, one 28 years old and one 18 years old, were working inside of a tank car. There were still some volatile gases remaining in the car. They were beginning to grind on something with a grinder, not like, yeah. I knew that was coming.
Oh, we're talking about 611 again?
Specified. And they made a couple sparks, and it ignited these volatiles, and there was an explosion within the car. Both were unfortunately killed, which is really, really tragic. The NTSB has not released an official report. They and the FRA are both involved fairly heavily in this, along with OSHA. But the consensus that pretty much everybody has agreed is fair speculation is that this would have been totally preventable and should never have happened.
Yeah.
So, we get on to safety. and a little bit of the, safety is very important. You hear about safety cultures a lot in modern engineering, modern corporate and industrial settings. The railroads basically invented that.
Mm-hmm.
He invented it.
It's such a pain to deal with sometimes. Kyle just got G-Corps certified to work on the Grand Canyon, which is a lot of hoops to jump through. But it's important. It's not important 99% of the time, but then the 1% of the time that it is important, it is, because people explode in tank cars, and it's horrible. And then on explosions as well, this is sort of just a loose thread tying together some cringeworthy news, I guess.
Yeah.
This one's a little bit newer. This story is kind of unfolding as we record this. The UC and SV route, which is a 2-foot gauge line in New York, I believe, has purchased Edaville number 6. It's a 2-foot gauge Henschel 040. Yeah. They've hooked it to run on an air compressor.
Good idea.
Okay, that's cool. They started running it on air, and then they lit a fire in the boiler with no water in it, and the internet kind of collectively went, huh? And they said, no, don't worry. The boiler isn't completely pressurized because we filled it with concrete. And the internet sort of shook their heads a little bit and again went, huh?
Like, how? You did what? How?
Yeah. Your answer of, oh, don't worry, we filled it with concrete, raises way more questions than it answers.
Yeah.
And they've been scrambling to try and answer these questions, and everything they say makes it worse.
Yeah. And they've got to the point now where they're deleting comments on their Facebook. They've taken down a lot of the posts, and they're deleting any of the negative comments that are, some of them are really overreacting. Like, oh my god, it's gonna blow up and kill everyone. Which, is there a possibility of that remotely? But it's probably not as huge of a concern as everybody's going on about.
At this point, that's probably one of the things that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, because it's full of concrete. So now you've turned your grenade, your pipe bomb, into a frag grenade. Great.
Oh my lord!
Hooray!
I just thought those were both worth note and kind of interesting. I'm sure we'll hear more out of the UC and SV in the future, unfortunately.
Well, and I hope we hear more out of the Wasatch situation as well. I mean, that was that whole spiel of yours. First of all, I appreciate you giving this TED Talk. Second of all, I love the...
Sorry.
No, that was good. That was fun. It was... Safety... people died. There were probably no safety standards. They're annoying, but here's what happens when you ignore them.
Yeah.
Yes.
And...
The comment that they got out of Wasatch unofficially following this was, well, that's the way we've always done it.
Great!
Which...
Wow.
I mean... fan-fucking-tastic. That's really helpful now that there are 2 corpses in that tank car right there.
Yeah.
Thanks. Oh, it's the way we've always done it. Ugh.
You should... You know where I've seen that attitude before? All the people working on the Empire State Building with no harnesses and whatever, and...
Yeah.
You just...
It's great, and it works until people die.
Well, it still works, but then you have dead people. It's
well,
like, what do you value here?
Yeah, but you know who don't work? Dead people.
Yeah, that's true. That's where you place them.
Let's hire another guy, it's fine.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That was kind of why the railroads started adopting this safety culture thing, was when unions started to go on the rise is when they got really serious about it, because men weren't as easily replaceable.
Mm-hmm.
If people were getting maimed to the point that they couldn't work on the railroad anymore, not only is there outrage associated with that, but they can't go to work and do their jobs anymore, which is very expensive to source, hire, train, and qualify new people to take their positions.
Yep.
Yeah.
We balance that equation a little bit. Alright, we are...
Well, and also...
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Also, just... The railroads kind of have that, but it's just... When I was with CN, it very much... Everyone would say that, and then when you actually got it working, everyone, like, no one enforced it. So everyone thought
that's
they could
a problem.
Yeah.
And that's a problem, and that's...
And then
that's
the
not just CN, that's everywhere.
Yeah,
but that's a problem.
Yeah, no, I know. And, like, I'm not, like... And this wasn't exactly terrifying, but it had me worried, was the fact that when, like, I was in the training yard, you look down at the rail and it read 1906.
Oh,
This
no.
rail is
Still
over
good.
100 years
Still
old.
good. Good for 20.
I mean, I've seen 1880 whale before.
1960
Half our rail says Carnegie on it.
Oh, it did actually. It said Carnegie on it. I'm not joking.
Yep.
There's a Carnegie rail, and it was 60 pounded.
Yep.
Well, in the training yard, they don't need the full 100-pound rail, but like, I'm pretty sure you shouldn't have freaking Carnegie steel rail.
It does wear out eventually. Anyway. We are running a little bit behind, but I know, Pester, we tossed you the topic of Amtrak, and...
You gave me a lot.
I mean, you said, I mentioned Amtrak, you said, I'd do that, and I went, well, we have a bunch of articles here, but you can just, touch on their expansion. I mean, honestly, we could jump straight to, like, an idea that you have that we can discuss for a few minutes. But, whatever you want to do with these links laid out before you.
Well, it's the usual political bullshit with the sort of idea of creating corridor trains between Mobile and New Orleans. Is the governor's going, oh, it's going to affect our state culture, and everyone's just like, what?
What?
What? It's going to get people out of their cars. What?
Yeah.
Then again, Alabama does a whole bunch of crazy shit. So
yeah, we had this state governors opposing Amtrak's request to fast track the service, which is, I don't get it. Why wouldn't you want this?
I
would go into it, but it's extremely political.
Oh, it is political, and it's it's a lot.
Railways
of
are
things.
political. It's kind of a downside of the whole. When you actually try to discuss building new railways, it gets politics instantly.
Yeah.
But they had a train. They didn't dislike the train when they had it.
Yeah. What made you change your mind?
Yeah.
Maybe he gets off the automobiles or something and watching people be stuck in traffic jams.
Yeah, right.
He looks out the window of the mayor's building and is like, oh yeah. Oh yeah, put up another stop sign.
And also the other article, but one of the other articles is CSX, and then they're like not even like willing to talk to Amtrak about this, and it's just like, okay, so how long till nationalization?
Yep. Pretty much.
I'm at the point where I'm like saying like I think by 2030,
if
there will be Conrail 2,
everything.
Conrail.
Everything. They're going to be like, okay, Canadian Railways, you got to give us these bits or something. I don't know. They're going to nationalization seems like it's going to happen at this point.
Give us these bits. Hey. I'm sorry. I had to. But that said, this is the sort of light at the end of the tunnel for Amtrak, because if we're hearing about these blockages, which we usually didn't hear about before, despite the fact that we all knew they were there because, there weren't more trains. Now they're getting a little bit of airtime. Now they're for us to talk about, hey, this isn't right. Amtrak should be able to do these things. We should be able to have some trains. And now we see
Nah,
thanks. You know what? You should run for governor in Alabama.
nah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this man's name. The Passenger Fairness Act, introduced by Senate Majority Whip Dick Durbin. That's
Nice.
One piece of news that I find interesting is the Amtrak 2035 map actually contains the freaking Lackawanna cutoff.
It does. Soon TM.
Soon TM we will have, and like the current guess is even with the corners, the trains are going to be able to do, they're going to clock 110 on there.
I hope so. Once it's built.
Yeah.
And I remember hearing one study that sort of appeared and disappeared. It's basically a high-speed link across the Appalachians to Pittsburgh, and basically to funnel trains quicker into the east, to the East Coast. And it was used the Lackawanna cutoff to get through that part of get to that section at 200 kilometers an hour because it's got the corners for it.
Mm-hmm. It's very well built. But Whip Dick Durbin introduced the Passenger Fairness Act, which will improve on-time service for Amtrak riders by better enforcing legal protection, blah, 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 blah. You can just say it in a few words. These are the few words. Amtrak can sue freight companies now.
Nice.
If this passes...
For making them late.
Yeah, for making them late. No, just for fun.
Just for fun, for the hell of it.
As revenge. or to get operating funds. No, just for making them late. Which, hopefully this goes all the way through Congress. Hopefully we see Amtrak cracking the whip dick on some people. And,
This is one place where I'll say the British system's better, because, like, in their thing, instead of having to sue the freight companies, it's literally just an automatic fine. Like, say if the Deutsche Bahn makes freaking the L and ER late, Deutsche Bahn's fined.
Yep.
Signal failure, Network Rail has to pay money out to freaking anyone, really.
Yeah.
That's how they do it. And, like, as much as I don't think the way British sort of privatize their system work was well done, they still have some good ideas there. And, yeah.
Hey, maybe
I just
we'll.
think not everything should have to go through the freaking civil court system.
Well, this is America. Yes, it does. lawsuits everywhere. But now it's. I know we saved this for last, and we're talking about Canada. Of course, you're here, Pester. And lawsuits and shenanigans, and CP versus CN, the rivalry continues. They're building another Death Star. CN wants to finalize a merger deal with KCS instead of CP. They put a bigger bid on the table. Meanwhile, people are upset because the CP-KCS merger is carrying on with its, limited oversight because KCS is very small. And that was the rule they put in when what was that? Probably 20 years ago, 40 years ago? I don't know. Several decades ago, they were like, hey, if we're going to do any more crazy mergers, KCS is small enough that it doesn't have to play by the big guy rules.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And that got approved, so they're still allowed to do that. Less stringent merger rules. What? What the heck is going on? Do we really think that CN thinks they're going to snap up KCS?
KCS has already turned down CN's offer.
Yeah.
And CN's like, look, it's great. And KCS is like, no, you'll have a monopoly on freaking trains heading down the freaking Mississippi.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's
which
ridiculous.
is illegal.
It's ridiculous.
I already have issue with the companies being too big.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the question
I
is,
have many issues with the companies being too big.
At this point, it's either break them up or nationalize. Pick one.
Yeah.
If it has to exist in a monopoly, nationalize it. If it can exist without a monopoly, break them up. That's just my opinion.
Let's go trust busting. Yeah. Let's go railroad
Seriously.
trust busting.
Yes.
Dude, I feel like
Let's do Amazon while we're at it.
Occupy UP.
And then you get hit by 844.
Yeah, right.
Occupy Ogden.
Yes.
No,
Well.
but do we think this was my take on it? You guys can criticize me or question my logic here. I swear, CN must have put a bid in not because they expected to get KCS, but just to see if they could drive the price up, to see if they could make it harder on CP.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely. I don't even know if it was just if it was to even drive the price up or just to piss off CP. It could have exclusively been that. No benefit whatsoever, just to piss them off.
Just to be like, hey, we're here too.
We're here too. Oh man, the whole thing, and CP got a little bit fighty too. I think they were like, our deal is perfect. CN accused CP of misleading investors. I don't know under what. In what world?
Yeah, I'm kind of interested to see what impact this will have on the stock.
Yeah, this bidding war.
Yeah, because
I think that's
CP 6 months ago, or not CP, KCS 6 months ago was at 188, which was about its average for 2020.
Dude.
Now it's at 305 because of all this talk.
It's like an eBay bidding war.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty much.
Except CP already clicked buy it now.
Yeah.
Thing is, CN has been trying to discredit CP for a while. CP is the Canadian government prefers moving the military stuff over CP lately,
Yeah.
and CN's not taking it well. And V is looking to expand services on CP trackage, and CN's kind of frustrated, and like
Yep.
the government's like think and high frequency rail is flat out going to stop the government giving as much money because the government gives CN money per train, I think, on the corridor,
Dorian, I'm gonna have to ask
Wow.
you.
and the
to
train
not.
number is going to drop because the high frequency rail is going to pretty much cut the amount of basically take all the express trains off, which by the way are the ones the government pays the most for because they need the priority.
I see.
Yeah, well, they need the priority to pretty much go Ottawa, stop in Guildwood, which is suburban Toronto, and then go non-stop all the way to freaking Montreal.
Mm-hmm.
Which is going to go into the high-frequency rail line, anyways.
Okay. I see.
So CN's is getting pissy, and I hate... And I, the CEO is a little shit.
He
I
reads
don't
that
like-
way. He comes off that way.
Yeah,
At least he's consistent.
like, CN, like... I met some of the upper management when I was training with them, and like they had some films that were recorded, and like they were basically like the new CEO sort of like doing a greeting for a company, and he just was so. I got the same vibes I got from Hunter Harrison with this guy with sleaziness,
I mean-
but he's also like giving off mob energy at the same time. Like, what's going on?
Nice.
He's a CEO.
Yeah, that's fair.
Mhm.
I mean,
No,
I met
yeah,
WSP
yeah.
CEO, and he seemed like a pretty chill dude. You know.
I mean, yeah,
That's
and
good.
I watched a few. This is unrelated, but I watched a few shareholder meetings with the AMC CEO, and he seems like a chill guy as well.
Stonks. Well, he's the CEO of AMC. I feel like it's a little bit different. Man, that brings
Also fair.
that brings me
I
back
know.
to another question. Who is the CEO of Blockbuster now? Is it just the manager of that one store?
Why?
Probably.
But anyway, I found the article. CP called CN's bid "fool's gold," literally. Like,
yeah, CP's just getting frustrated with CN being
Gets
a little
smacked.
bit. Well, CN's been having some issues, and CP's been picking up the slack, and CN's just trying to like be like that, like going, "Look how cool I am, guys! I'm neat," and the CP's just like, "Shut your mouth." Slap.
Actually, I feel like so I didn't see a source for KCS officially turning down CN's bid, but if that's true, why? Well, it kind of brings it back to a conversation that you and I were having on the show last time we discussed this, and it was that like every dollar for the shareholders is the most important thing. It's like CN's bid is more money, and sort of we had this take
Yeah.
of like you figured they would just go with the more money. Remember, because we had the like earlier
Right.
bid,
Right.
and now we have an
Yeah.
actual situation of them going with CP instead, even though CN's bid is just straight up more money because
Yeah.
of all these various
Which-
factors.
Is very unexpected, but also makes me very happy.
I think.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the things was that CP's the only one they can legally merge with out of any North American railroad. Every
Yeah.
other one, it's going to cause a monopoly. Meanwhile, CP's the only one they can actually
Yeah.
do it with.
No, it makes a lot of sense from that standpoint. It really does.
Yeah, and it's interesting.
All right.
I feel like it would be without what should we call it? Without invoking the more stringent merger rules, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. What were you saying? Why?
What?
You went all right. I thought you were trying to lead into something.
Oh, sorry. No, I was reading something. I thought I had my mic muted.
Oh.
My bad.
Okay. He's ordering a pizza.
Yeah.
No, I'm
Boneless
looking
pizza.
longingly out the window, like, Chick-fil-A's open for another hour and a half. I got time. I still got time.
Yeah,
You
we've
gotta
got
get
we've
the
got.
Christian chicken.
I mean, we didn't spend as
Gotta
much.
get the chicken.
We haven't groused as much about this CNCP thing as much as I thought we would. I should have left more time for the the quality control discussion, which I didn't
It's
expect to
convenient,
take off the same way this did. But
CPCN has a lot to do with business. The quality control has a lot to do with trains.
that's fair.
Mhm.
That's fair. Although we did easily spend our 20 minutes on it last time. Last
Yeah,
time it was the major
that's fair.
topic. But either way, links to all this stuff we're talking about are going to be in the cargoes down below. I mean, I think
part of my-
this is kind of a sure thing. I would be surprised if it doesn't happen.
Yeah.
At this point, it's getting to the point where I would be surprised if it doesn't happen. Oh! I had a couple more articles about this merger wars. I titled them "Merger Wars."
Can you please do it next year? That's all I ask.
Yeah, let us see some KCS first. Speaking of
Oh
which,
no, I'm saying God save the shareholders.
Oh, sorry. CP has is doing hydrogen tests, and the Canadian government's also pushing for basically the new plans, pushing for national electrification.
oh wow,
Ooh.
Cables are going up, and basically the CP
Yeah.
has saying, well, we won't be able to electrify every single mile, but we can do the main line. So on the branch lines, we want to get carbon there, hydrogen power.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of going fuck batteries at this point.
Metro had
I don't
a
blame them. Batteries, it's damaging how much to make batteries. So
CP is
yeah.
in 2050 right now.
yeah.
They're playing 5D chess over there compared to what we're doing here.
No, they're playing. They're just in the modern era. All the railways
Yeah.
are stuck in 1952.
Yeah, pretty much.
I did see an article as I was sort of setting things up about Union Pacific going, yeah, batteries are the future. It's like, okay.
You know what else is the future?
What?
Bum, bum, bum.
Is that supposed to be
Arby's?
Arby's? Okay.
I see chicken nuggets in my future.
Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
found it. I
Yeah.
found the Union Pacific battery engine.
Well,
And Metro also wants to do a battery engine, and
the
like,
thing is,
Yeah, they do.
the battery engine is more the status quo in a sense. It's not going to change anything. Everything's still going to be putting out the same amount of kilowatts at the traction motors. Nothing's going to
There
change.
just will be
And that's
no
the issue I
exhaust.
find with all these attitudes of battery engines. We don't have to change anything we do,
No.
despite these modern technologies, especially with electrification, allowing for more efficient railways to the point where a train slowing itself down, coming into Chicago, for say, is using its dynamics to put power back in the overhead lines. Train departing Chicago can draw on that power, the very same power, to get it to accelerate itself out of Chicago.
Yeah, but
And a train coming down the Rockies can put power into a train trying to
But
climb
there
up the
aren't-
Rockies.
There
Yeah.
aren't wires over here.
that's
yeah.
The mo-
billions, if not trillions, of dollars in infrastructure.
although the Milwaukee
It
Road
is, but it's
did
also
the-
billions and trillions of dollars in savings and environmental efforts. It's worth
Not
it. It's a
at the end of the
necessarily.
day,
although the Milwaukee
I hate
Road
to break. I don't think Chicago can afford to electrify the railroads.
I mean,
Nobody can.
It would have to
Milwaukee
be,
Road
it has
is
to be a
very
federal effort,
good.
on the federal level.
if the Milwaukee Road can afford it, you can too.
Mookie,
No,
Mookie in the
we
back of the
can't.
room, like, Pacific
that-
Extension.
Yeah.
Milwaukee! Ah!
We have the Metro Electric District, and that's kind of all we in the South Shore. That's about it.
It's people are springing for batteries because they are the easier option, but it's like
Yeah,
It's-
solar freaking railroads.
I do feel like there is a visible end to that road, and limited electrification makes a lot of
Teslas.
sense. Even if you are going to go with battery engines for a lot of your runs, it makes
Can
sense.
we get a Tesla locomotive?
Oh god.
Well, even those battery engines could just throw up a pantograph when they
Exactly.
get onto the
Yeah.
on the electric line, and again,
Well, but
with regen power, even a battery engine is more efficient than a diesel locomotive.
Yes.
Diesel electric, because it's braking, its dynamics don't get burned off as heat.
Yeah.
Its dynamic goes back into the battery. So basically, your net loss, what usually is an energy loss on deceleration, is just almost net zero.
Yeah.
Almost.
Oh.
Still got friction still.
Not quite.
I'm
Yeah.
crossing my arms here, eyeing my thermodynamic textbook, and shutting up because I want dinner.
No, I know.
This is a discussion I want to spend time on. I want to come back to this in the future because I have thoughts. I have notes.
You have
I'm
notes.
also, I will admit, I am also simplifying a bit to speed up too.
Yeah, no,
So yeah,
it does put power back. It's better than nothing. But
Yes.
what you said about the pantographs is sort of what I wanted to get at, which was the idea that if you can electrify like the close-in portions, say Chicago, right? It's an easy one to pick from because it's a very centralized system and it's mostly all diesel. If you electrified the sections where lines overlap, so it's only the really close-in parts, and you have trains that are charging their batteries while they're on those close-in lines, it wouldn't be as much mileage as running the whole thing. And in terms of putting up electrical wires and stuff like that, it wouldn't be as much money in infrastructure. It would let them have their battery locomotives that they want. But it would eliminate the need to, like, oh, we need to sideline this engine for a few hours so it can charge. It would make sense.
That's one of the downsides.
Yeah, it would make sense to charge locomotives overnight, but we don't know what kind of capabilities these engines could have in terms of ability to run hundreds of miles. Can it run all day on a single charge? Maybe, maybe not. You know, that's a lot of battery power. That's a lot of juice.
Well, it's just, I do know there's a one or railway in Sweden that literally it produces more power than it uses because the loaded trains go down the hill, the empty trains come back up.
Yeah.
They generate enough power for it to basically do the quote unquote, in air quotes, do the return run. Although that power is consumed by the electrical grid.
Yeah.
And then
No, Weibold, I know what you're freaking out about, but he is right. He is right. It's putting heavy things in a thing to pull up light things from the bottom of the hill. It makes sense.
I know, it's the terminology, it's the...
I'm not an engineer.
You can make a battery engine run all day if you put enough batteries in it.
I mean, yeah, but now we're having the rocket problem, but with batteries. How big do we have to make the engine so it can have enough batteries to hold all the batteries it needs to hold all the batteries it needs to hold all the batteries?
Just, like, make a B unit.
Yeah, a B for battery unit?
Yeah.
Battery unit.
Yeah.
I know I'm not an expert. This is from my general understanding of electricity and whatnot. But like, yeah, in short, that railway to go up the hill actually has to generate new power from the power plants, and that travels along, and it goes powers the train up the hill. But it generates more power coming down too, so it's a net gain of electricity
on the railroad anyway. Of course, I assume all that power is consumed digging the stuff out of the ground that they then put in the train to make the power.
Yeah, there is ups and downs. There's more to it.
Well, yeah, it's a big hill.
But the thing is, I'm also talking from a Canadian perspective, where most of our power is either nuclear or hydroelectric. So, anyways, sorry.
We need more nukes. Not like that explodey kind of nukes, though.
No.
How about you don't?
I know he isn't talking to me about nuclear power. He's talking to the cat.
TVA is
How about you don't? The nuclear plant explodes like
nuclear power. How about you don't?
I knew you were going to say something.
Anyways.
Alright. TV has watched Chernobyl one too many times. Either that or he's just angry at the cat. Who's to say? But
why not both?
With that said, we are at time for that section. We're a little bit under, which is nice, but I know Weibold is about to, Weibold's about to start walking towards Chick-fil-A if I don't end the show right now. Minutes away. Does anybody... does anybody have any advertisements? So does anybody have anything they want to show off, like their own channel, stuff like that, their own productions? Not that anybody here really has that kind of stuff. I know, TBA, you wanted to make a channel for something, but...
I did, but I haven't yet.
Okay. You can... the normal thing here is, like, follow us all on Twitter, but nobody actually wants you to follow us on Twitter. And I don't mean nobody wants to follow us. I mean, like, nobody here cares if you follow us.
Instagram if you want.
Yeah, I don't care.
What's...
I have something.
Oh, you have something?
Add me on
Yes.
Snapchat.
Oh.
Oh no.
Maybe...
That's a bold one.
That's...
Leave me the
Due to
hell
complex
alone.
Leave me the
complex
hell alone.
situation.
You want my phone number too?
About to dox TBA. And before we can dox TBA...
Alright. With that in mind, yeah, so, coming to a theater near you, the exhibition match of 611 versus 844, soon TM, we'll coordinate that. And coming to a home near me, a bunch of computer parts so I can make some new shows and some old shows again. So there's that. So
hopefully the RX 480 works.
I hope so too, but if it doesn't, it's not the end of the world. You said it was unbalanced because it lost a blade?
Yeah, not even unbalanced, just like one of the fan blades broke.
I might try taking one off the other side and seeing if it works better. Anyway, because physics, right, Wybold?
Right.
Right. At least we're in agreement on that one.
I'm not.
I know. I'm just busting your chops.
Can I do ad thing?
Yeah, you can do ad thing.
Okay. Due to complex situations with a bad boss, I had to quit my job and now living off art commissions and can't get a new one because of COVID. So commission. I'll put my freaking Twitter in. I do commissions. I do ponies. I do furries. I do regular old humans. Whatever you need, I got it.
He's got the stuff.
I got the stuff. I also draw trains. So trains are on the table.
Nice.
Sexually?
So no.
Oh, okay.
Get out. I will
good.
light you on fire. I will DDoS you, I will find you, and I will light you on fire.
That's where we draw the line.
So yeah, I don't know where to put the...
I just put it in the Terminus podcast chat down here.
Alright, but yeah, so I have... Yeah, I do art, so yes, commission me. Trains don't have a set price, so I'll actually discuss it. But you can see all the other prices on my Twitter and the pinned tweet, and there's also links to my Tumblr and Tumblr for my comic, and yeah, that's pretty much it.
Neat.
I make webcomics too. Scream.
Yay. Let's see.
I'll have to hit you up sometime.
Yeah. Oops, I just closed up the thing we need. Alright. Latest train on Amtrak.
Cardinal northbound.
Cardinal. Okay.
I'm gonna put my money on the
The what?
Put me down on the Lakeshore Limited.
Okay.
Okay. That's a good one.
There's only one on the board, so that's fine.
I say number 3.
Number 3? Okay. Mookie?
14.
14.
Coast Starlight.
Okay, the Coast Starlight. Let's see. Is it on the board?
Late.
I don't think it's on the board. Try something else.
Yeah. Okay,
Mookie wins for not existing.
yeah, well, I hate... You can't be 8 if you don't just tap forehead.
Literally Amtrak philosophy.
Literally.
Westbound California Zephyr.
Westbound Zephyr, okay. Let's start with that. It is 10 minutes late at Helper, Utah. So, not the latest train on Amtrak.
Red.
The
Middle of the desert.
middle of the desert. The Lakeshore Limited Chicago is 3 minutes late at Syracuse.
Really?
Yeah.
That thing's usually 6 hours.
Syracuse.
Yeah.
The Cardinal. The Cardinal is 1 hour and 19 minutes late at Charleston, West Virginia. Not the latest train on Amtrak, though. Amtrak 3, the Southwest Chief to Los Angeles, 6 hours and 58 minutes late. At Las
Doesn't that
Vegas.
thing run on its own right away in some parts?
Yeah.
Yep.
Pretty much.
It doesn't have to share in through Raton, but that doesn't mean it can't pick up a lot of delay. Let's see, where did it get late? It got late on the section where it's on its own. It lost 6 hours between La Junta and Raton.
Sounds like it
Yeah,
broke
it sounds like the
down.
choo-choo broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Machine broke.
But at 7 hours late, it's not the latest train on Amtrak.
God.
The Sunset Limited to Los Angeles, 7 hours and 43 minutes late at Alpine,
Ooh.
Texas.
Ooh,
Ugh.
that's a full day of work late, bro.
Yeah. Also, there's a Texas Eagle that's 3 hours late. So, a rough day for Amtrak, and a rough day for us because nobody got it right. But
Wah,
anyway,
At least we didn't cheat.
yeah.
We'll try again next time.
Anyway, terminations.
We still
I accidentally deleted all of them, so I don't know what the order was to shuffle around. But myself, we still exist. I swear. I know it's been a few weeks since we've had a show. People have been busy.
Adulting is hard.
There have been finals. Adulting's hard. I've had company. I've got a million excuses. Nobody really cares because nobody watches this show anyway. Milky.
I didn't really have anything prepared, so have those narrow gates discussing forum thread about Sumter Valley baggage card number 4, which is one of the Arch Roof boys.
Okay.
That's what you've been reading for the past 10 minutes.
Minute.
Minute,
Oh,
huh?
okay.
He's a fast reader.
That works
tra-
too.
My train's just coming off the loop right now, so good timing for
Oh, I
ending,
guess
I
it's not a
guess.
very long thread.
He reads
No,
slow, okay?
yeah, that wasn't me digging. That was me observing.
Okay.
I honestly forgot I had the camera pulled up.
Alright, why?
Time for some chicken.
Time for some chicken. Hey, it's not gonna be cold anyway. TBA?
F40s. F40s.
40, okay. 40, and... faster.
This GIF. Just this GIF. This was me. This was
Like
me
the
during the locomotive versus. Like, I know what I'm doing. What? Just that GIF. That's it. Also, remember to eat your vegetables.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright. I don't have a title for this one yet, but, we'll figure it out.
It's 2021 Pester Special. It's not that
That's
hard.
true, that's true. It says so on the, it says it right on the tin. Thanks for coming on, guys. Thanks for suffering through the podcast with me. Thank you to the viewers who have also suffered through it with the rest of us. Thanks to Steve and Wes Barris of Steam. It's Steve Lanso and Wes Barris of Steam Locomotive. Or wait, did I mix their names up? Not sure. And of course the Tashby Loop Railcam. Well, Wes and Steve. We know who they are.
Don't copyright strike us.
Please no
put the
copyright
really
strike
suck.
to Hatchby Loop camera. We love the grab bags. Oh wait, that isn't them.
I got the
Hail
GIF in
the
the.
grab bag.
I got the GIF
Maybe they
in,
didn't
in the
notice.
document.
I saw. Alright, bye-bye.
Alright.
Bye.
Remember to sleep 8 hours.